Hi, dear teachers. We're going to see today how to do the writing test or what's the format for each part of the test. Let's start with part one of the writing test, which is the essay. Okay, so let's go very quick here. Okay, this is a real. This is how the writing test is going to look like. As you can see, part one, we always need to write an essay. So here, this is the way that the essay looks like. In part two, we only need to choose one. In this case, for this test, we can choose to write a report, to write a review, or to write a letter. But in a moment, I'm going to tell you what's the format for each of these. And in this case, sometimes we will have to write a proposal, right? Or to write maybe a formal letter. But we're going to see that later on. Let's focus right now on the essay. And this is exactly how it's going to look like. In this case, it says, okay, you must answer this question, write your answer in 2020 to 260 words in appropriate style on the separate answer sheet. I'm sorry, it says here, your class has attended a panel discussion on facilities, which should receive money from local authorities. You have made the notes below. Okay, it's gonna always, the essay is going to look like this. Uh, in this case, it says here, write an essay discussing only two of the facilities in your notes. You should explain which facility is more important for local authorities to give money to, given reasons in support of your answers. You may, if you wish, make use of the opinions expressed in the discussion, but you should use your own words as far as possible. What does this mean? Okay, the situation here is that from these three topics, we need to include only two of these topics in our essay. Secondly, we can use some of these phrases to start one of our paragraphs, but it's optional. You don't need to do it. But this other box is for us to write, or if we are out of ideas, then we can use some of these expressions to start our essay. Remember that the essay is formal. You don't need to write abbreviations. Try to use formal words. And of course, we can try to include in the essay some complex, grammar like conditionals or mixed conditionals, or the different things that we have been seeing in class is very important. If we can include that in the essay, it will be great also. Okay, what is the format to write an essay? And let me explain it to you here. Okay, first of all, the first paragraph is going to be an introduction. So you need to present and develop the essay question in your introduction. So what are we going to be talking about in this first paragraph? Well, the question, in this case, what's the question? Which facilities should receive money from local authorities, right? So in this case, we can maybe start our introduction on maybe explaining why do we think that certain facilities should receive money from the authorities, maybe also maybe just give reasons. Something very important that I forgot to tell you. Don't use first person until the conclusion. In from the beginning and also the other the other paragraphs, try to use, I don't know, you can say, I think that sorry, don't say I think. Say in this newspaper it says that, or in this survey it concludes that. So try to use, you need to make up things. It doesn't have to be even truth, right? So you can say, yes, in the Tico Times it says that certain town doesn't have museums, so that affects the students. I mean, whatever you want to make up, but don't say I. Until the conclusion, please write I believe or I think. So first of all, the first paragraph, let's base our first paragraph in this question. Now, uh, the second paragraph in a certain way, describe the first point, argument from the notes, most important, right? So on the second paragraph, we're going to be choosing one of these topics. Maybe you want to choose museums, right? So the second paragraph, so talk about why do you think museums should receive money from local authorities, right? Now, the third paragraph, try to choose another topic, right? And again, you can choose maybe sports centers, right? Now, in the so first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, if you need to talk more about the two topics that you're writing, you can also use a four paragraph. But as you see here, is optional. You don't need to do it. Like explain the final points and links to the others, right? And then the last paragraph, which is the conclusion, a summary of what you have said. So for the essay, please uh, write a conclusion. And here, yes, you can say, I think, I believe, in my opinion, right? So this is the way of doing it. So in general, this is how we are, we need to write the essay, okay? Now let's go with another formats. And let's go then with, uh, let's go with the review. The review is is one of the easiest ones because you remember a review in Spanish is una crítica, okay? So in the review, it doesn't have to be formal, it can be informal. And as we have here an example, in this case, they give you what to review. In this case, we said, you see the following announcement on a website. So it says review wanted. So send us a review of a book, in this case, or a film. So in this case, we need to review a book or a film that focuses on somebody who has made an important contribution to society. Did you learn anything new about the person's life from the book or film? Did the book uh, did the book or film help you understand why this person made their important contribution? So you see, it has two different questions, right? So that's very important for us to know when we're going to be writing a review. What's the format? Well, the format is an introduction, name what you're going to be reviewing, state is genre. So if let's say that you already choose the movie, so here in the introduction, we're going to say, yes, I choose a certain movie because da, 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 da. So just explain, right, what the movie or what you chose. First paragraph, give a short summary of the reviewed material. I will use first, again, I will use maybe the first paragraph and second paragraph. Uh, I'll be using these paragraphs to answer these questions. For example, did you learn anything new about the person's life, the book? Or, and then on the other paragraph, did the book or film help you understand why this person made their important contribution? Okay. And then that will be in the first one or second one. Then, of course, when you're answering those questions, you're going to be using some bad points, maybe of the movie or of the book. Uh, and the third paragraph can be used to describe good or bad points, respectively, right? And then recommendation. At the end, you contain your general impression. So you say, yes, I recommend it because, or I don't recommend it. So it's just a whole paragraph or a whole text about what, in this case, a book or the film that you chose. What can we learn about it? Bad or good things about it? And at last, your own impression. So this is the structure of the review on how regarding that. If you want to choose the review, let's go with the other one. In this case, is the report. This one, please pay attention if you're going to be choosing a report. The report is also formal. Very important. It's formal. So for the report, we need to always write subtitles. Okay, we always need to write subtitles for the report. So what's the first subtitle that we're going to be writing in our report? The first subtitle is introduction. We definitely need to write introduction and write your introduction. On the second part, we need to write another subtitle. Second one, another subtitle, and then the last one, we need to write definitely conclusion. Okay, so let me explain to you very quick. Let's see if we have an example of a report. We have it here. So it says, okay, you have just completed 6 months in a new job. In preparation for a progress meeting, you have been asked to write a report to your manager. So in this case, your report should explain what you feel you have achieved in the job so far. Describe any problems you have had and suggest any future training that would be suitable. Okay, so in that case, that is the report. So what do we need to do here? Okay, first of all, introduction, and then let's go here with the format. Okay, in the introduction, we always need to write in the introduction, the purpose of this report is to, so in this case, what is the purpose? The purpose is to what? In this case, describe any problems you have had and suggest any future training that would be suitable, right? So that will be the way of starting, right? So you need to explain why you're going to be writing this report. Secondly, the subheading, give the relevant facts. Let's see if we can maybe, let me help you here a little bit. So again, it says you have just completed 6 months in a new job. In preparation for a progress meeting, you have been asked to write a report to your manager. Your report should explain what you feel you have achieved in the job so far. So let's say that you have achieved how to work as a team. So in that subheading, you're going to be writing how to, for example, being ready to. Sorry, let's start again. So in the subheading, maybe you can say learning to work with a team, or learning to work. Sorry, my computer is not working. Okay, again, learning how to work with a team, right? So maybe that will be the first subheading, and then you write that. You write your paragraph. The second one, describe any problems you have had. In the second paragraph, you're going to be writing a second subheading, right? And in that case, you're going to be maybe writing, I don't know, maybe we can think about some problems that you might have had in a job. You can say maybe, I don't know, maybe learning how to deal with pressure, right? So maybe you say, well, this job has a lot of pressure. I think that people needs to learn how to deal with it because people get upset very fast. So hopefully you're understanding this part, because the report can be a little bit complicated. And then it says suggest any future training that will be suitable, right? So that would be the third, in that case, the fourth paragraph, another subheading, and then you're going to be talking or writing about that. And in the conclusion, you definitely need to write conclusion. Please write conclusion as a subheading, and then or as a subtitle, and then write your conclusion. In that case, you need to make just general recommendations. So that is regarding the report. Now, let's go with the proposal. Proposal. If I'm not wrong, in the second test, it shows how to write a proposal. I'm sorry, do we have an example of a proposal? We have it here, you see? In this case, it says there are plans to demolish an old and unused building in the town where you are a student. You feel that the building should be saved. You decide to write a proposal for the town council explaining why you think the building should be preserved, suggesting what could be done to modernize and and saying how the building could benefit the local people. Proposals are also formal. Proposals are formal also. So don't write abbreviations, please. Okay. But remember that is also formal. Now, let's see the structure on how to write a proposal. Well, the introduction, you always need to start like the report. You need to say the aims of this proposal are to, right? In this case, you need to say why or how to use this old building and maybe give some reasons for that building not to be demolished. Subheading, we also need to write another subheading or subtitle, okay? Describe the current situation. Maybe you can say, turning the new building into a library. So turning the old building to a library, that can be the subheading, and you can talk about that. Subheading two, maybe you can say how you think would be better. So you can say, well, building a library can help different students, right? So you can maybe write that, and then the final recommendations, just make recommendations. So this will be the structure for the proposal, and the proposal is also formal. Now, we have two different letters. Two different letters. We have a formal letter and an informal letter. How do we know when to write a formal letter? Well, in this case, we have here a letter, and it says you have received a letter from an English friend. Every time it says an English friend is going to be informal, an informal letter. And in this case, uh, always remember, in this case, it's informal. So that's why it's very important. I have it here. Let me see here. Okay, I have the opening for the letters, if it's formal or if it's informal. Also the introduction for formal or informal. I'm gonna send you these pictures for you to have it. Also the final sentence and the closings are very important for when we are gonna be writing formal or informal. Let me see if I can find it here for you. Because it's very, very important for you to have it clear how to the format of the letter. Let's see if I can find it for you here. Okay. Okay, I think I have it. I found it here, but let's see. It's very, very similar to the B2 one. So let me see if I can find it with the B2. Okay. Yes. Okay, so the letter, now you have exactly how the opening and the introduction for formal and informal, but it's very important for us to have the information. This is the way of writing the letter. Very important. If we write a comma in the opening, please write a comma in the closing. Always, please. And in informal, in the closing, please always give an excuse or yeah, maybe a type of yes, write an excuse on why you're gonna end up the letter. For example, here they say, anyway, I must dash now. Drop me a line soon and let me know what you think. Or if you say, anyways, well, I need to finish my my project of my college project, so talk to you later, right? So in this case, it's informal, right? But this is most of the times how the format goes. The introductory paragraph, subtask 1, subtask 2, and let's see how it goes. For example, it says, okay, you have received a letter from an English friend. My new job is great. And next month, I get to travel on business. Guess what? I'm actually coming to your town for a week. I'll be here some evening on one weekend. I want to make the most of this opportunity. So I'd like your advice. Please, where to go? That's the first one, and what to do and why. So you see, in this case, he just wants to ask you where to go and what to do and why. So in these questions are the ones that we're going to be basing our uh, our paragraphs. Where to go? Well, first of all, remember to write to write uh, well, dear, in this case, I forget the name of the person, is Chris, right? So you write down, dear Chris, comma. Well, the introductory paragraph. Well, it's great to see you. It's great to know about. So not to see you. It's great to hear from you, or it's great to for you to write. Just write an introduction paragraph. That most of the times you just say hi, right? Then subtask 1 is where to go. You write it here. Subtask 2, uh, what to do. Subtask 2, why. Closing paragraph, give an excuse why you need to leave or finish the letter. Closing formula and your name. Remember, if it's informal, just write your name. In this case, Carlos, and that's it. Okay. So in general, this is how we do the writing test. Remember, first part, always choose always choose for the first part, always choose the essay. For the second part, only choose one. In this case, if you want to choose a review, choose a review. If you want to choose the proposal, choose the proposal. Or if you want to choose the report, choose the report. Or if you want to choose the letter, choose the letter. If it's formal or informal. If it's formal, it's going to be always like to a company or to a college, to a manager. But if it's informal, the letter is going to be always to a friend, your English friend. Okay, so that will be it. I'll be waiting then for your writing test, and I will give you then how many points you got for this test. Then, and please, if you have questions, please let me know, and hopefully you will be doing this test maybe in the next 1 or 2 months the most. Okay, thank you very much. See you.